Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this logo and they told me everything they needed. They told me they were going to laser it on leatherette that was gray and was going to engrave black. I actually happen to have some coasters that are leatherette from JDS. This is when I go to the trade show, they normally have samples and I take a few and to test. And I had the exact same thing he's going to use. Here's his logo. I did not replace the text. I just went with it, and it turned out rather well. So as always, here's the logo. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 3, and I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline, Trace Clip Art. It traces terrible. Now we're the flip. But it's got what we need. The baseball's terrible, but the word bears in the baseball are pretty good. Then I went to the internet and I got a baseball. And there's plenty of places you can go get baseball, but if you will search baseball clip art, go to images, then go to tools, size, large, color, black and white, and pick you a baseball. That's all it takes. Those are going to be large files, and this one happened to be going up and down like I wanted it. So I'm going to trace this. It's a little bit big. I can make it smaller. I think it actually helped Corel trace. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline, Trace, Clip Art. Going to take just a second. It traces it really good. And we'll be done in just a second. We're done. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to move it over. Now it's got a white feel in it because we can make a yellow box trick. I just drew a triangle and made a yellow. Go to order, back a page. What's good about this is that all the black is touching. So all we have to do is take our logo, go up to Object, and group and ungroup it, and just take the black and move it over. The white is left, just delete it and send it over there, and now you got all black. Now we're going to start working on the logo. I am going to, one thing, and the one reason I decided to run it, leatherette, and like a lot of other things, one, you can't do color, and two, you can't have like off grays or like this has gold and white, and so you're limited to what you can do. So I'm going to take the logo, I'm going to go up to Object, Group, and ungroup it. I'm going to take the inside of the letter, and I'm going to get the letters. They came out pretty good. I'm going to delete that. I am going to group this together, Control G. I am going to left click and right click. I am going to take and go up to Object for Effects, Contour, and contour the outside with rounded corners at 0.05. I'm going to go to Object, Break Contour Apart. Now I want to move it. I want to bring in my baseball. And I'm going to kind of see comparatively how big it is. So right now I'm going to turn it blue so you can see it better. Maybe yellow. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and I'm going to bring it outwardly. Okay, now I can move it over. And that should be resembled where the bear is. Now, go up to Object, you break the contour apart, and take that outer contour, move it over. Take this one and move it down, and we can go ahead and fill that in with black. Now you can see all some trash that we left behind on the contour that we do not need. I am going to make another duplicate of that and move it over. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to fill it with blue, and I'm going to take away the outline, and I'm going to nudge it back. It's on top Well, really, it's behind. So I'm going to select both these, and I'm going to go to front minus back. And it took away all the parts of the baseball I do not want. So now I can take this over, and there is our, now this is totally different than my first one. I actually drew the first baseball, but then I started thinking it'd be much easier. Then you're going to go and take that outline and make it something other than a hairline. And immediately go to hit F12 on your keyboard and scale with object. Then we can bring the bear up. Whoop. And there you go. So you've got two lines. I actually think there's probably too much going on in here, but I'm going to leave it. He can figure out what he wants to do with that. Now we have not moved anything. So I'm going to start nudging the gold letters into it. It's leaving some trash and leaving the center. I personally would probably try to match that font, and retype it and text the path. But on this case, it really came out pretty good. I'm not going to complain. Now we're going to take all that and we're going to left click black. Take all those. I'm just selecting them all and left click black. Now we just need one more item. We need a circle about the size of that outer circle. So I'm going to take and kind of start in the middle and hold down the control and the shift key. And that's about what I want. Now, really, I should have not have done that. I should have started right there, but I can't tell how big the circle is. But if I nudge it over, you can see that it's about right. It could be a little bit bigger, but it's pretty even. So I'm going to take the pick tool, hold down the shift key and make it a little bit bigger. Not much. Now there's several ways to do this, but what I'm going to do is take the virtual segment delete key. I'm going to delete that line. Now you're going to notice that it didn't cut all the way through, but we're going to remedy that. I want those 4 cuts. Now I've got it selected. I'm going to nudge it. So I've got those 4 cuts there, but I want these center cuts out too. So I could either do one of 2 things. I could do that and done. Don't really have to tell you the other thing. That worked out pretty well. We're going to use that same thickness of line. We're going to make it black. Having a little bit of trouble here. Oh, it's a line, so I need to make it right-click the line. And then just nudge it up. And what that did, it stopped the circle going through the bears, much like the original. Now, there's some other stuff going on with this, but, this has black, white, gold, black. If you wanted to, you could add another couple of contours, but you're only going to have black. There's no in between. You're not going to have a white baseball with red stripes. I just noticed that my stripes are going one way on this ball and one way on that ball, and mine's not. But he can look at that. So here's the finished product, and it looks really good. I did not, and I should have, taken away those little bitty pieces when I contoured, like right there. On the new one, they're gone because if you remember, we took them away. There's a lot of things you could do. I could maybe make this a little bit thinner like I did mine, but that's going to engrave. And then I always bring in a yellow box, make it yellow, object, order, backup page, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Now, I said earlier that I might retype the font. They look pretty good, depending on their size. You could doctor it up a little bit. If you could figure out, the font, it'd be really easy to make this even better. Well, that's too much. But, if you look at the coaster, and I don't know how big, he just said he's using leatherette. I don't know if he's doing coasters or something else. Anyway, I hope that helped him a little bit. Thank you for watching.